Hi and welcome to another flight video from pilot Marky89. This time I will make a flight from Copenhagen to Oslo, Gardermoen in Norway. I'm gonna show you how to set up the aircraft for takeoff and for the flight. So just follow me here and I will show you. As you can see, the airplane is totally shut down now. I can show you the outside. Here we go. So I'm gonna begin with here the battery switch, like so. And then you can see here the ground power is available. So I'm gonna set it to on. And now all the displays will illuminate. Then next thing, they were already on a nav. These are the IRS, the GPS of the aircraft. The flight for today will be estimated to 1 hour and 15 minutes. And we're gonna fly on flight level 320, so not very high today. I've checked, we can listen to the ATC. I've put it in right here, 122.75. See what it says.
Transition level 55, wind 250 degrees, 12 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers, sky condition, few, 4,300 feet, temperature 26, viewpoint 17 QNH 1011, trend, no sig, advise on initial contact you have information, echo. This is Kastrup Airport information, echo, Metro port time 1720 Zulu, expect ILS approach, arrival runway 22 left, departure runway 22 right, transition level 55, wind 250 degrees, 12 knots, visibility more than 10 kilometers, sky condition, few, 4,300 feet, temperature 26.
Okay, so there is the ATC. It's information echo now, and the departure runway will be runway 22 right, and the QNH is 1011. We have a transition level, flight level, or 5,500 feet, and the wind for today will be 215 and 12 knots. So I'm just gonna enter the correct QNH. So one. I don't think that's correct. Just gonna reset the IRSs. Then I'm gonna listen to the ATC one more time to see if I get the QNH right.
Time 1720 Zulu. Expect ILS approach. Arrival runway 22 left. Departure runway 22 right. Transition level 55. Wind 250 degrees. 12 knots. Visibility more than 10 kilometers. Sky condition.
Okay, so now it should be fine. I forgot to turn on the weather. I'm using Opus, pretty good weather engine. So here we are. You can see that it's correct now, 1011. I'm gonna put the IRSs onto nav, make that should say aligned and aligned, aligned and aligned. Okay. So I'm using FS2crew. So I'm just gonna start the first officer.
Let's start setting up.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait. He can go outside now.
I'm out for the walk around.
Okay. So now we're just waiting for the... there we go. Enter the IRS position. Okay. I'll click the next page, then this one, and paste it into here. And now you can see the primary flight display and the navigation display have all lighted up. So, where are we? We are at Copenhagen Airport. Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel. We're going to Echo November Golf Mike. Flight number for today is Delta Yankee 3214. And we are going to take off from runway 22 right. There we go. So now I'm just going to put in the waypoints. It's only 3 waypoints. It's Vedar. Where's the R? There. Vedar. And we're gonna take Lima, November. No, Lima 997. And then Lunip. Oh, there we go. I know that we'll be using. Just gonna put in the right amount of fuel. I'm gonna put in 5,600 kilos of fuel. So per minute, I'm gonna put in 68.0. Reserves 2. And cost index 1.5. And it says that we can only go up to flight level 308. That's because we're pretty heavy. I'm just gonna change our flight level to 300 instead of flight level 320. I'm gonna put 300 in there. And we're gonna go check the weather. Is it upper 230 /44? And we have 25 degrees now, so it would be eastern deviation 10. Transition altitude 5,500 feet, as the ATC told us. And execute. We're just gonna go back to the N1 limit. We can go a derated takeoff, so we get 95.3. We always use 5 if we have a pretty long runway. Trim 5.23. Put it in right there. And the departure will be runway 22 right, and then, as I told you, Vedar, so it will be Vedar 1 Charlie. Here we go. And our V2 speed is 149, so I'm gonna put in 149 over here. And then I'm gonna put in the runway heading, and I can check it right here. Our runway heading will be 219. Like so. And I'm now gonna go talk to the tower, because there is an ATC available for today. So
I'm back for the walk around. Everything looks good.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Captain. May we start boarding now?
Yes.
Great.
So, okay. So I'm gonna talk to the tower. That frequency will be 118.1. Okay, here we go. Just gonna change one thing here. Volumes. I'm gonna take down this one. There we go.
Check.
Okay, let's go. Kastrup Tower, good evening, North Shuttle 3241. With you with information, Echo. Request clearance to Gardermoen.
North Shuttle 3214 Kastrup Tower, good afternoon. Clear Oslo, Vedar 1 Charlie departure. Initially climb flight level 70, squawk 733.
Clear for Gardermoen as flight level Vedar 1 Charlie departure, initial climb to flight level 70. And you were breaking up as you told me the squawk, so can you please repeat the squawk for North Shuttle 3241?
To bear 7335.
7335 for North Shuttle 3241.
North Shuttle 3241, feedback is correct, QNH 1011.
QNH 1011, North Shuttle 3241. Okay, so there you have the clearance from the tower. I'm just gonna make one little change here in the control panel. I'm gonna put flight level 300 is that? Okay, like so. Now we're good to go there. I'm gonna put in the LNAV. Oh no, we can't do that because there's a deviation with more than 5 degrees. But no, it's not. It should work. Oh, there we go. I forgot to put the flight director on. So now the LNAV is on. It should be used if the first waypoint is less than 5 degrees of the heading of the runway. So as you can see here, it's fine. So now I'm pretty much done with my side. Now the first officer will go through all the switches, and I'll get back to you when we're ready for the checklist. Okay, I just made a little slight change in the fuel. I've calculated a little bit, and we only need about 5,000 kilos, so I've changed it to 5.0 tons. One thing I forgot to mention earlier, I know the arrival runway for Gardermoen, so I'm going to put it in 19 left. Now we will be using Tesla transition, and it will be Looney 3 Mike arrival. So that's all sorted. I'm going to go through the checklist. Pre-flight checklist.
Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Instrument transfer and display switches.
Normal auto.
Window heat.
On.
Pressurization mode selector.
Set.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist complete.
Okay, so there you have the pre-flight checklist. I'm just gonna put up the takeoff reference page, because he's gonna ask me for the speeds later on. And then we're gonna put the course onto 349, because that's our first waypoint. So 349. Yeah, so 349. There we go. So I'm just gonna. I'm trying to fly the real flight. There's a flight leaving in about 5 to 10 minutes from Copenhagen now, with the same call sign. So hopefully I can begin my journey at the same time as they are in real life. So I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. And there are closing the cargo doors.
Hello, Captain. The passenger boarding is complete, and when you're ready, I have the load sheet for you.
Okay, thank you.
Have a safe flight.
So now I'm just gonna say, the AP is already on. Don't know why exactly, but it's on. But we can turn it off so I can show you. Just gonna say, start the APU.
Starting APU.
So it will take a few seconds. So everything looks good here. So I'm gonna ask for the. I'm soon gonna ask for the push and start clearance from the tower. Just gonna wait a few seconds. As you can see here, it's alive. It has illuminated. So I'm gonna say APU on the bus. I need to learn, but I need to stop my sentence before I start another one. APU on the bus.
APU going on the bus.
Now you can see, now the aircraft is running on the APU instead of the ground power. So I'm gonna talk to the ground. Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
You can disconnect the external air and GPU now.
Roger that.
So now it's gonna, as you can see, we turned it off. Just gonna set the squawk code. So I'm set 7335 on the transponder.
Okay, external air and power removed. You're clear to start number 2.
Set.
Okay, thank you. Just gonna arm the auto throttle. So, and now I'm gonna just...
Hi, Captain. The cabin is ready to go.
Okay, thank you.
If you need anything, just let me know.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna say before start procedures. Oh, I forgot to do the briefing. I'm terrible at this now. Okay, are you ready for the departure brief? Are you ready for the departure brief?
I'm ready for the brief.
Okay, we will be taking off from runway 22 right via Veda 1 Charlie departure. Our initial flight level will be 70. We will be using noise abatement 1, standard procedure for takeoff. And any questions?
No questions.
Okay, before takeoff briefing completed. Before start procedures.
Check.
So I'm just gonna tell these guys to remove the jetway, and then we'll be on our way. Now you can see.
I'm ready for the
it's
checklist.
closer. Before start checklist.
Flight deck door.
Closed and locked.
Fuel.
Set.
Passenger signs.
On.
Windows.
Locked.
MCP.
Heading a course 349. Speed 149. Altitude 7000.
Takeoff speeds.
V1 141. VR 142. V2 149.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Okay, hold on as we prepare the aircraft for pushback.
Okay, so I'm just gonna ask for clearance and then we will be pushing back. Kastrup Tower, North Shuttle 3241, with you at stand Alpha 11, request push and start.
North Shuttle 3241 for start is approved.
Push and start approved, North Shuttle 3241. Okay, so now we're ready to push and start. So I'm just gonna say start sequence is 2, then 1.
Check.
Okay, now we're ready to go. Just gonna release the parking brake.
Okay, starting pushback.
We will begin our pushback. There we go. So when I get my clearance, I will start engine, the second engine.
Left is clear, right is clear. Okay to start engines.
Start engine number 2.
Starting number 2.
There we go. You can take a look from the outside. I'm just gonna check if the real plane has begin. Oh, it's begin his taxi. We're about 5 minutes after him, so that's okay. set the fuel. Tried to set the fuel at level 25. I was a little bit late, but don't have much difference. So
In position, please set parking brakes.
parking brake set.
Starter cutout.
Start engine number 1.
Starting number 1.
Tow equipment is removed.
I'm gonna show you a pretty special thing here when we're taxiing. You're gonna be able to hear it, so it will be pretty awesome. Now I'm gonna put the fuel. Outside. There we go.
You are clear for taxi. Please wait for my hand signal on the right hand side. Goodbye.
Starter cutout.
So now it's flaps 5. Flaps 5.
Check.
So now he put on the air conditioning for the packs in the back, so they can enjoy the flight with some pretty cool winds. So now I'm just waiting for the flaps. You can see right over here. It should be done right now. Yep.
Takeoff flaps set.
So soon I'm gonna ask for the clearance for taxi. So
I'm ready for the checklist.
just gonna put it there. There we go. Before taxi checklist.
Generators.
On.
Probe heat.
On.
Anti-ice.
Off.
Isolation valves.
Auto.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Recall.
Checked.
Auto brake.
RTO.
Engine start levers.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Before taxi checklist complete.
Okay, so there was the taxi checklist, so now I'm gonna request for the clearance. Kastrup Tower, North Shuttle 3241, request taxi.
North Shuttle 3241, taxi holding from Alpha 1 via taxiways Mike, Zulu and Alpha, cross runway 30.
Taxi to holding point Alpha 1 via Mike, Zulu, Alpha and clear to cross runway 30, North Shuttle 3241. Okay, so there we have our clearance. So now I'm gonna put on the taxi light and I'm gonna release the brakes. He's gonna wait. Bye bye. Okay, so let's give a little bit of throttle. So we begin our roll. Clear on the left.
Clear on the right.
Okay.
Check.
So I'm just gonna show you one pretty cool thing. So I'm just gonna turn up the volume here. There we go. I'm gonna press this button here. You're gonna hear a slight chime, but don't really bother about that. And the stewardess will call me and I won't respond her. So you're gonna hear it now.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Norwegian. Please may we have your attention while we demonstrate the safety features of this Boeing 737-800 aircraft. To avoid blocking your exit, please stow hand luggage in the overhead locker or beneath the seat in front of you. If you are seated in the front row or the row next to the overwing exits, please keep these areas clear at all times. To fasten your seatbelt, insert the flat metal tip into the buckle and tighten by pulling the strap. To unfasten, lift the flap and pull the ends apart. If there is a drop in cabin pressure, oxygen masks will deploy from a panel above your head. Remain seated and pull the mask down.
Yes, okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Place the
Okay,
mask
thank you.
over your nose and mouth. Pull the elastic band over your head and breathe normally. Adjust the mask by tightening the elastic band. Secure your own mask first before assisting your child, infant or others.
Select strobe on.
Check.
Exits on this aircraft. 2 at the back, 2 at the front, and 4 exits over the wings.
As you can hear, it's the real safety announcement from a real Norwegian flight.
By sliding down the rear of the wing. To open the front and rear exit doors, pull the lever in the direction of the arrow. Escape slides will deploy from the base of all
Select
front and
strobe
rear
off.
exit
Check.
doors. If a slide fails to deploy, pull the handle to inflate the
Before
slide.
takeoff checklist.
Leave
Flaps.
the aircraft by folding your
Set.
arms across your chest
Stabilizer
and
trim.
jump onto the slide in a
5.2
sitting position.
units.
Before
If there is
takeoff
a
checklist
loss of
complete.
power, emergency path lighting on the floor will guide you to the exits. Your life jacket is under your seat.
Cabin crew, and take your
When it
seats.
appears that the aircraft should land on water, remove the life jacket from its pouch and place the jacket over your head. Secure the strap around your waist and tighten by pulling the strap. Inflate the life jacket at the exit by pulling both
Norfolk 3241 after departure, contact coding control on 13527.
into the red tubes on the front of the jacket. A light is provided for attracting
After departure,
attention.
contact Copenhagen on control on 135.27. Launch shuttle 3241.
Smoking is not permitted anywhere.
3241, thank you. Take off to right, 1270 degrees, 11 knots.
All the toilets.
Clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Launch shuttle 3241.
Receivers is not permitted as they may interfere with aircraft systems.
Aircraft
If
back.
your device has a flight mode, please activate it now.
Thank you for great service, Lucas, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Switched off when the fasten seatbelts
Runway
are
entry procedures.
Check.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now preparing for takeoff. Please ensure that your tray table is stowed, your seatbelt is securely fastened, your seat back is in the upright position with the armrest down.
Ready to go.
and your window blind is open.
Check.
All safety information is shown on the safety information card located in your seat pocket. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight with Norwegian.
Okay, so we're ready to... So I'm just gonna set the clock here. There we go. And let's go. Take off.
Check.
Toga.
Check.
So after we have been taken off, we're gonna contact Copenhagen control.
Thrust set.
Check.
80 knots.
Check.
Rotate. Positive right.
Gear up.
Gear up. LNAV.
Select VNAV.
VNAV.
So now I'm gonna switch to Copenhagen control.
Gear up. Lights out.
Check. I'm gonna change here. Copenhagen control, good evening, North Shuttle 3241 with you at 1,800 feet, climbing to initial flight level 70.
Norwegian 3241, radar contact, climb flight level 300, and right hand turn direct Norfolk.
Climb to flight level 300 and fly direct Norfolk, North Shuttle 3241. Flaps 1.
Flaps 1.
I'm gonna put direct Norfolk here. I'm gonna set flight level 300. Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Set flight level 300. Okay, so there we go. Now
Ready
time
for the checklist.
After takeoff checklist.
Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Flight level 300 set.
Check. So now I'm gonna put the command A.
Check.
There we go. So now we're on our way to Oslo, Gardermoen.
Transition altitude, altimeters at 1013.
Check. As you can see, it's a pretty nice view. And I'm just gonna see how far away I am from the real airplane. He's at 22,000
Flight level
feet.
100.
Check. I'm a little bit behind, but it doesn't really matter. So now we should be flying across Denmark. We have Sweden here on the right side.
Check.
Set heading 345.
Heading 345 set.
You may be wondering why I'm putting in 345 instead of 342. That's because this is not your actual heading. This is your track. You can see that little white triangle there. That's your real heading. It's a little bit to the right because we have the wind coming from the right. So the aircraft is trying to make up for the wind from the right. So he's currently holding the heading of 346. So that's why. So now we're at flight level 130 and making a pretty good climb. So I'm gonna get back to you when we are passing flight level 200, so see you in a bit. Okay, so now we're back and we are now currently on flight level 210. We've just left the Danish airspace, so there's no ATC available at the moment. There will be Oslo control in a bit, but I'm not gonna turn my radio to 122.80. Like so. I've looked at the weather a little bit. To our destination, there will be a little bit of rain, but almost no winds at all. We only have 4 knots. And the visibility is greater than 10 kilometers, so it's pretty good. But it's only 19 degrees. We had 25 in Copenhagen, so it's quite a difference. I'm gonna show you later on how I will set the descent page and forecast for the approach. So see you when I get up to my cruise altitude. Okay, welcome back. As you can see here, we have about 60 nautical miles to our top of descent. Unfortunately, there's no ATC at the airport, so I have to use Unicom, but I will show you how it's done. So we will be landing on runway 19 left. So I'm just gonna make the proper descent here. So I know the trans level is 70, and the easy deviation, I'm gonna just go here, over here, and I can see that the temperature at the airport is 19 Celsius, so 19 degrees. And I know the standard ESA is at 15 degrees, but because the landing altitude is 650 feet, and that's closer to 1,000 feet, because with every 1,000 feet the ESA goes down with 2 degrees. So instead of 15 degrees it will be 13 degrees, and from 13 to 19 is 6 degrees, so then it's 6, and then we have the QNH 1008. There you go. So now I'm gonna take a quick look at the wind here. I'm gonna put in 300, flight level 200, and flight level 100. So you can see here flight level 300 is 224 by 50. And we have 216 by 30. And then we have the lower. We have 177. 17717, and then execute. So now you have done all the things you need to do on the descent page. I'm just going to change the heading. As you can see now, the window's turned, so now we have the triangle to the left of our track instead of the right. As you can see, it comes with 49 knots from southwest. So we have approximately 40 nautical miles to our descent. It will take us about 6 minutes, so I'll be back when we are at our top of descent. Okay, welcome back. I'm gonna go through the briefing. Are you ready for the approach brief?
I'm ready for the brief.
Okay, we're gonna go down on runway 19 left with the tidal transition. And the Looney 3 mic arrival. It will be a standard landing, pretty good weather, so I'm gonna manually land the aircraft from about 5 nautical miles out. Any questions?
No questions.
Approach brief complete. So now I'm almost at the top of the descent.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Check. I'm gonna put in the progress page. I noticed one little problem here, see if I can fix it. I don't know where though. Here. And I'm just gonna put in set flight level 100. Set flight level 100. There we go. There, I'm gonna change it to Delta Yankee 3241. So now we'll be
Flight level 100 set.
So the one thing that I can already prepare is the ILS. So I'll put in 110.55 on the left side. The same on the other side. There we go. I can swap them already. There we go. So now I'm just gonna make a little bit of an announcement to the packs. All the passengers. We have commenced our descent.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, we've just commenced our descent, so we'd appreciate it if you'd do what we do up here, which is remain in your seat. Thank you.
Just gonna make one little change in the approach here. Go to steps. So instead of going all the way here, I can go from we can do one more. We can go direct from flight 2. Like so. We don't have to do a big turn around, so we can go a little bit more straight into the runway. Descent checklist.
Pressurization. Landing altitude 650 feet. Recall. Checked. Auto brake. Level 2. Landing data. VREF 148. Minimums 200 feet. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist complete.
So now you can see we have the flaps on 148, so we will have a minimum speed of 153. So I will see you in a bit when we are approaching 10,000 feet of flight level 100. So welcome back. We're not quite at flight level 100, but just gonna show you a couple more things. I know that the QNH on the airport is 1008, so I put it in right here. The green means that's the one valid right now. We're using standard pressure right now, but when we are coming down to our transition level, it will be 1008. Runway 19 left is still valid for landing. So I'm just gonna change the heading. As you can see now, this is a good example. You can see here we have the wind from, so we have a quite tailwind, quite big tailwind. So you can see now the track is 016 and the heading is also 016. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna change, so you can see here, it's a yellow line over the course heading. So I'm gonna set the course heading to 190. Just gonna check the course. 194. So there we go. So I can set so I can change the altitude to set flight level 70. So that's the final flight level.
Flight level 70 set.
When I'm gonna go lower, I need to say set altitude instead of set flight level. just gonna go check the real plane, where it is. It should be pretty close to landing now. Yeah, it's at 5,300 feet, so I can show you here on the map. The real plane in real life is around about here. So we're not so far much behind, but he just made a turn. So I believe we're about 7-8 minutes behind, but that's pretty cool. As you can see, it's a little cloudy. Shouldn't be a problem because the ATC said that it was 10 kilometers or more visibility, so it shouldn't be a problem. So I'm just gonna make a little message because there is no ATC, so I will have to make a little message here in the chat room on the Unicom channel. I'm just gonna put Echo November Golf Mike traffic. I'm just gonna tell you what my intentions are. Inbound runway 19 left. I can just let them know when the arrival time will be. I will land in 20 minutes, approximately. No, I'm sorry, 19 minutes. So now I've just told them I'm inbound, so they can take a look outside when I'm going down the approach. So now we're soon passing flight level 100, so the seatbelt signs will be going on. You can see it right there, you can hear it and see it in a few moments. As you can see, we're not using any engine power. The engines is on idle. You can see here it says armed. That means that they are idle. So now we will be leveling off a little bit, so we can slow down a bit before continuing our descent. As you can see here, 700 instead of like 12 to 1500. So now the first officer will say flight level 100. Passing. So
flight level 100.
Now you can see the passenger seatbelt signs on. Okay, now you can see here there's another aircraft in front of us. You can see here on the tickets. Plus 99 means that he's more than 9,900 feet above us. So we don't really need to care for him so much. So now we're going down with a little bit too high, too low. But so I can go to speed intervene. I can just say that we're going to go for 240 knots. until we are in the zone here. So I'm just going to show you one example of if I'm taking out a little bit of speed brake, you will see that the vertical speed will increase because the airplane is trying to keep 240 knots. So I'm just going to show you here. I'm going to take out a little bit. Now you can see the vertical speed. It should increase. Maybe. Give it a little bit more. Not much of a difference. A little bit of difference. That's why, because we have a lot of tailwind. So
ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you're making a connecting flight, please see the customer service agent meeting this flight or the video monitors inside the terminal for connecting gate information. For your continued safety, flight attendants will now walk through the cabin to secure it to land.
So now we're almost
we'll
at
collect
the
any off-service items, newspapers and any other items that you wish to discard or
transition level.
Also,
we can actually go
for landing. Please turn off all electronic devices. Though these devices
we can actually go direct Titla now.
Please use caution when opening the overhead bin.
So there we go.
Please stow your tray table.
Oh, there's a little bit of rain, as I told you earlier. That shouldn't be a problem. Now I'm gonna slow down a little bit to 20. So now he will say transition level. Now we're almost at 220 knots. As you can see here, if you don't know it, it says 5000 and a letter A. It stands for that the FMC has calculated that or it says in the charts that we will have to be 5000 or above.
Check.
That's the A, if it says
transition
100.
level.
Altimeters 1008.
Altimeters 1008.
So if we would like it to be under, it would have to set 5000 and B
yes,
below.
okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Okay, thank you. Set heading 280.
1000 to go.
Set altitude 2000.
Heading 280 set. Altitude 2000 set.
So now we're slowly descending into Titla. Now it's not much of a visibility. So now I'm gonna arm the Volak. There we go. That's the thing that's gonna find the ILS path down to the runway. As you can see here, we stopped at 5,000 feet. It's the total here, 5,000 feet or above. So it's doing exactly what I wanted to do. Now we're gonna slow down a little bit more to 110 knots. Gonna make sure so there's no tower. So as we are passing Vatsim, we're gonna continue our descent. So now we see we passed the Vatsim, so we should soon commence our descent. There we go. Now I'm gonna slow down a little bit more, 195. So when I have contact with the ILS, when it turns green here, I will go through the checklist. So I'm just waiting for it to find the localizer. Now you can see it turn green. And I'm gonna press the approach button. Then we're gonna go approach checklist.
Altimeters 1008. Localizer alive. Approach
Set.
checklist complete.
So now we're turning right here. Now I'm gonna slow down a little bit more. Pretty bad visibility here right now. It should get a little bit better when we come closer to the airport. I need to use a little bit of speed brake, so I'm gonna pull it up a little slowly to get a little bit more resistance to slow down the aircraft. Flaps 1.
Flaps 1. Cabin crew, take your seats.
So now you can see here, we have 2,300 feet. That's because the elevation of the runway. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
So now we can turn down the speed to
1,000 to go.
Now we can turn off we can arm the speed brake. Now we have contact with the localizer on the flight slope. So now we have a pretty good speed. So we're gonna go gear down. Select gear down.
VNAV.
Oh, gear down.
Gear down.
Landing checklist.
Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Standing by for the flaps. Check.
Flaps 10. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Gonna slow down to our landing speed. we said it earlier, 153 knots. Flaps 15.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 25.
Flaps 25.
Visibility is still pretty low. I'm quite surprised by that. Hopefully it will clear up. Oh, there we go. There you have the airport. Hopefully he will be able to take off before me. I'm gonna set flaps 30. Flaps 30.
Flaps 30.
Disconnect the autopilot and the auto throttle. So now I'm controlling the aircraft, both in speed and
flaps 30. Green light. Landing checklist complete.
Controlling the aircraft. A little bit high. I'm gonna correct it.
.500 feet.
Check landing.
Check.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brakes up. Reverse green.
Check. .60 knots. Manual braking.
Check.
As you can see, we missed our turn here. That's because the runway is a little bit wet. I thought that landing played out pretty nicely. We're gonna turn off here. Okay, to clean up. Okay, so there we go. I'm just gonna taxi to the correct stand. A little bit pretty bad weather here. So I can turn off the nav 1, nav 2.
APU is online.
I could show you the APU. APU on the bus. APU on the bus.
APU going on the bus.
We should try to hold our taxi speed under 30 knots. That's a recommendation, or that's a rule, I think. So the flight will take approximately 1 hour and 3 minutes, maybe, from when we took off on Copenhagen, till we are at the gate here at Oslo, Gardermoen. Take a little look around outside. There you go. You can take a little satellite picture. You see here? I think we're gonna go for stand 4-2 today. And you can see here we have about 2 tons of fuel, and that I set I put in 2 tons as a reserve, so pretty good calculated there, pretty close. So now we're gonna brake a little bit. Just gonna turn into Golf. Try to turn within 8 to 11 knots. To get a pretty good turn for the passengers in the back. Pretty comfortable turn. So you can see we have 18 degrees, so it has fallen 1 degree as I told you earlier. See here? And we have here all the gates. As I said, I'm gonna go for 4-2. Pretty nice aircraft. So here we have the 42, number 42. So I'm going to slow down. Select taxi light off. So we don't bring the lights into the terminal. I'm going to make a pretty good turn here. So we get on the center line. There we go. Slowly taxi into our position. Just like crawl speed when we are getting pretty close. There we go. So now I'm just going to turn off the
cabin crew, disarm slides.
Because we have the APU on the bus, I can turn off the number 2 and number 1, and then turn off the seatbelt sign.
Ready for shutdown.
So now I'm just going to connect the ground power unit. There we go. And press there. So now I can turn off. Yes?
Captain, all slides are disarmed.
Okay, thank you. So now I can turn off the APU. Because now the power is coming from the ground power unit outside. I'll show you here. That one over there. Go ahead.
Okay, the chocks are in now, you can release the parking brake.
Parking brake released. Okay, so now we can go through the shutdown checklist. Shutdown checklist.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Probe heat.
Off.
Hydraulic panel.
Set.
Flaps.
Up. Up.
Parking brake.
Off. Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Shutdown checklist complete.
So, there you go. So I only have 2 things more. Secure the aircraft, please.
Stand by. Check.
So now it's going to turn off the IRSs and all the heats and the air conditioning.
I'm ready for the checklist.
Securing aircraft checklist.
IRSs off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Securing aircraft checklist complete.
So there you have it, folks. A flight from Copenhagen to Oslo Gardermoen. It took about 1 hour, and hope you enjoyed this flight, and there will be many more. So have a good evening or a good day. So I see you next time. Bye bye.